Fox Sports 1670's Bill Shanks is in to talk sports in this week's BS Report.
If I were in charge of the Atlanta Braves, I would make some wholesale changes before the 2012 season. The Braves choked this year. They had an 8.5 game lead on September the 5th, and they lost the wild card race, and they are not in the playoffs this year. So they've got to make some changes. We know they've got to get some bats in that lineup to make that offense a little bit better than it was in 2011, or if not, they're going to be in the same position they're in right now, which is looking into the playoffs instead of being in there. First thing you got to do is get Derek Lowe out of the way. Now, Frank Wren, the GM of the Braves, said that on Friday. Derek Lowe's probably not going to be on the rotation, which pretty much tells you that Derek Lowe is going to be traded. Now, the trick is, of course, that Derek Lowe makes $15 million next year, like it or not. How do you like that dilemma in your life? Well, Derek Lowe's probably going to be traded, and the Braves will probably have to eat at least half of that $15 million. But, hey, if you had to save that much money, you would eat that much money if you absolutely had to, and the Braves will probably do that. Even if they have to use 10 of that million to give away to a team to get something back, they'll do it if they can save 5. But Lowe's got to go. The Braves have plenty of options in their rotation. Now, the big question for the rotation for the Braves, the health status of Tommy Hanson and Jair Jurgens. Are they healthy enough to be in the rotation for 2012? That's the question we really don't know the answer to. It may not until March. But one thing is for sure, Jair Jurgens cannot be traded. He has very limited value for this team, and therefore will probably be here in April to start the 2012 season. Now, the pitcher that I would trade out of the rotation for the Braves is Brandon Beachy. Now, I like Brandon Beachy a lot. He's a very good pitcher. He got great potential to be even better. But I think you're going to have to trade one of them to get a hitter on this team, and Beachy's the one I would trade. You're not trading Tim Hudson. You can't really trade Jurgens. Hanson's got to stick around here. And I think Mike Minor's a lefty, so you got to keep him. So Beachy's the one that I would put out there and try to get a bat for. Now, the other person that I would trade for this Braves team is Martin Prado. Now, that may shock you a little bit. You may say, hold on, I like Prado. I like Prado. But he's a second baseman playing left field. We saw that this year. The kid's a great player. But he's a second baseman who had to play left field because they got somebody else. If the Braves can put Martin Prado on the market, they can probably get a pretty good bat for him. He's a year away from free agency, and they're not giving him a long-term contract, so Prado may be someone they put on the market. And one more thing. If a team calls and makes a good offer for Jason Hayward, I would listen.